This video is going to be about the final pouch in my EDC box that I keep in my hallway cupboard, and this one is my tool pouch. So this one I'll use if I go away in the motorhome or if I go for longer trips, if I go over to my mum's. The pouch itself I got from AliExpress. It has a pocket in the front that I don't use at the moment. I've put a pin on the front and it has a carabiner just there. On the back it's got all the webbing. So there are things I probably want to add or remove, but this is how I've been carrying it most recently. So the first thing, this is the knife that came, or the blade that came in the set with the smaller one I have in my other pouch, and I like that you can just remove the blade. So if I'm carrying this, normally I won't have that in there, I'll keep that separately and I'll just take that as it is. But I like that you can replace the blades and I'm not precious about it. This is 2-in-1, I think. So it's a mini saw and it's a second blade. And it also has a measurement, I think, centimetres. Oh, it's centimetres and inches on both. So one on either side. I have a clipper reusable lighter instead of the Bic Mini. And this is my silly hammer, but it's a multi-tool. It's got some bits I can use, and I also use it as secondary pliers. This is from my original. I'd like to change the colour of the paracord because I've gone off that colour now, but I have a mini pry bar. This is a sharpener, blade sharpener. It's got ceramic, carbide, and it's also got one for serrated edge blades. I have a can opener. I've got a smaller one. This is, I can never remember the numbers of them, but this is the larger one and I have a smaller one in another kit. This is the other tape measure, the vintage one I have, and this is Barlow. Again, I got the idea from YouTuber Factors of Jack. So he has vintage tape measures and he covers them in Ranger bands or like inner bike tubes. And I think this one is both as well. Yeah, this is centimetres and inches. This is a flint and steel. This is a pencil with some tape, some duct tape and some electrical tape wrapped around it. And on this side I have a mini drill. I have to keep this band on to keep it from springing up. I did buy another one, it's that size, but I like the action that this one has. It's much easier to use. And then obviously I can use that for something. This is a mini screwdriver set and all the bits are kept in the lid. So you have a mixture of Phillips flat and hex. This is another knife sharpener. I couldn't decide which one I prefer. So at the minute I've been carrying both, but I'm gonna pick one. And what's good about this one, you can take that out, flip it, and then you can sharpen serrated blades as well. This pen was from Poundland, but it has quite a few useful tools. So again, it's got more measurements, inches and centimeters. It has a stylus tip for devices. I'm trying to remember all the things it had. Screwdriver, so Phillips, and then you can flip it for a flathead. And it also has a spirit level in the middle. This is a Sharpie, and it's a double-ended, so it's got a really fine point on that side, and the regular point on that side. These pens I've had for years. These were in my original kits, and they're Zebra. This is an F301. That's the pen, ball pen, and this is the mechanical pencil, and it does have a rubber in the end. But these have lasted me for a very long time. I have a bag, plastic bag, with one of those hairbands, little black hairbands around it. This is a glue stick. I have some cable ties of different lengths, and they're wrapped with a hairband as well. That's it in that pocket. This pouch, so it comes with elasticated bits here and smaller ones, and that's also, so you get double, you get the front and the back there, and it's got like a little clip. This is the lid to my super glue, but as a lot of, I think you noticed that sometimes super glue dries up. Also, I kept that separate so it doesn't puncture the top, but that's where I've started carrying the glue stick instead, so in case that does dry out. I've got this little tin, and I'm going to make one of my little candles out of Vaseline or petroleum jelly and a wick. So that's empty at the moment, but I will be filling that up. I've got some foil and another band. In here I've got the Bear Grylls pocket guide, survival guide. I've got a light stick, some waterproof paper, that's like for signalling, and I have a magnifying lens. I've got a couple of these little tins, I will label them. I think that's it in there, yeah. So this is a little plastic box with a magnetic bit on the back, so you can like stick it onto things to put keys in or hide keys. In here I've got a saw with the 2 rings attached. I did have it in a plastic bag, but that kept wearing away at the bag, so I've kept it in there, and I thought this box would be useful for something. And then in these 2 little tins, this one I have some matches, I've got some standard ones, and then I've got a heavier duty one there, and then I have the striker in there as well. And then the last thing, I have the spare blades to the knife in my other pouch, which is a bit silly, but it fits in there well. And then these are the bit, well, I've only got one bit, I only put one, but I do have a set of them, the bits for this drill and the bits to go in the end. So that's what I'm currently carrying, but this has been like this for quite some years, so it's due like an upgrade and a look through.